Hi, I'm Colin from Tyne Valley Motorhomes, and this is the handover on the Autosleeper Warrick XL. So starting we'll walk around on the exterior of the vehicle. Down beside the driver's doors where you'll find your LPG filler. So there's an underslung tank on this of 25 litres, and you go to your local service station for fuel that sell LPG. To bayonet fitting, push the gun on, turn the lever, pull the trigger back and press on the filler until simply it won't take any more. These tend to take between 15 and 20 pounds from empty. And then this is your cassette locker door. So obviously make sure the blade's closed on the bowl of the toilet, otherwise if it was open the cassette won't be able to release. Little yellow lever there, lift it up with your fingers and slide out. Once you've slid it out, you can then go carry it to your waste disposal point, which is normally behind or beside your toilet block. Remove the yellow cap, press the yellow button, tip out. Once you've tipped it out, give it a bit of rinse with some water, there's normally a tap there, give it a rinse it out, and then you can then use the yellow cap as a measuring stick if you're using the liquid. If you're wanting to use the tablets, you put a pint of fresh water into the cassette and drop a tablet into the cassette down here, which is just like a dishwasher tablet, and then that just slides in and clicks back in there. Coming further down, you've got your mains connectivity point. So connect the vehicle up, get your hookup lead. All your hookup leads are 25 meters as standard. Lift the collar up and then slide it over, push on, and then always hook the vehicle first, then the sight, and then when unhooking there's a small blue lever on the left hand side. Push down with your thumb and release. And obviously you would unhook the sight first and the motorhome last if you were unhooking the vehicle. On here you've got your external TV point, which opens from the bottom there. So you've got an external TV point, so if you go to what's known as a super site and you struggle to get a TV signal on the post where you hook the vehicle up from, if you get yourself a length of coax lead, you can connect to their aerial to receive a better TV signal. You've got your vent for your Truma boiler, so your heating and hot water system just allows the fumes out. And then to fill the vehicle with water, so on this one it's a wheel quad lock connection, and what you do is you push it in, and then you have two pins on either side that push in, and to release you pinch them, which releases it off. You push them in, the other end's got a hose pipe on, and you connect that to your hose lock. So I'd always carry the screw on bit for the brass taps for a hose pipe, because on most sites it's just a brass tap. Or you can do it the other way, where you get the quad lock but you get it to a pump, and you can put it into an aqua roll and it'll suck the water into the vehicle. But this is probably the best way with it being a motorhome, as the other way would be for a caravan if you can't get to water. Coming around the back of the vehicle, you've got your reversing camera, anti-high level brake light, and then tow bar at the bottom with 7-pin electrics. And then to drain off your water, so your freshwater filler is there, your intake, and if you just pull this down, you'll then be able to turn the tap on here and drain your fresh water off. Then it just clips back up when you're travelling. But there is a designated space on site for you to drain this off. And then further down, you've got your waste one as well, which is just suspended up here, so you can drop that into the gully and drain it off. But it's very important that you drain the fresh and the waste off in the winter, as well as the boiler. Open all the taps within the vehicle to prevent any frost damage to any pipes or any appliances. So once inside the vehicle, above the cargo door, you've got your heating and hot water control panel, and you've got your main 12-volt panel here. So I'll go through your main 12-volt first. So you've got your on-off button, which will either give you 12-volt if you're not hooked up, and if you are hooked up you'll get mains power to work all 3-pin plugs within the vehicle, mains 240. You have your pump there, that's just indicating the wastewater is full. You've got all your downlighters, so your interior lights, and they all are individually switched around the van. You've got your awning light, which is the light on the outside of the vehicle. Put your dimmer switch there. You've got your power transfer button, so this will change what battery the motorhome runs on, so it'll change it over to the vehicle battery. I wouldn't advise using that, as if you flatten it, you'll not be able to start your engine. And then you do have your tank heaters here, so if it's going to be cold overnight, put this on, and the underslung tanks underneath have got probes in, so current will go through the water to stop the water from freezing. And then come to these few buttons here. So if you go up, you can set it, the time of the panel and an alarm. You can see your leisure battery and the amperage coming off the leisure battery, the solar current coming in, and the amperage off there as well. So you've got the capacity, the vehicle volts on the leisure battery, solar, and the amps currently being used, so with the withdrawal off the battery. Then you've got the vehicle battery here, so vehicle, leisure, fresh water, and your waste. Obviously your waste is saying it's full, your fresh is saying it's 50%. You've got 13.5 volts in your vehicle battery and 12.9 in your leisure. And then you go back to the start with the Autosleeper logo. Next to it, this is your Truma digital control panel. So to turn on and off, you just press and hold this button here, which is a wheel, and then to get in, you just press. You've got the motorhome with a thermometer flashing. This is the temperature of the vehicle. You can go all the way down to off and all the way up to 30 degrees being the highest. So for this, we'll just say 27, and then you would just press and preset that to 27 degrees. Next to it, you've got your water. So this is how hot you want your water to be, so you can have it on off if there's no water in the tank, 40 degrees, 60 degrees, and boost. So boost will turn off the heating and prioritise the water to get hot first, then the heating will be allowed to come back on. Obviously 60 degrees would be what you do your dishes with, and you do have your showering with about 40 degrees. So for this, we'll just say 60. And then moving further along, you've got your energy source. So this is what source you have available. So you're heating your hot water and the vehicle off. So gas on its own, i.e. if you're wild camping, if you've got no electric, you'd have to use gas. A mixture of 1 kilowatt of electric and gas. A mixture of 2 kilowatts of electric and gas together. This is great for if you want to heat the water quicker, or the vehicle in the winter, or you're desperate for hot water. Double the source reduces the time if heating, but if you're on site, don't waste your gas if it's not necessary. You've got electric on 1 kilowatt and electric on 2. You normally use electric on 2 kilowatts on most sites in the UK, just depending on what the amperage they give you on the feed is. And abroad, you may have to use electric on 1, sorry. So 2. Coming down here, you've got your fans. So this is your 12 volt assisted fan. So you can have it on eco or high. Eco is normally better for on a night time, or if you want to save a bit of electric from the 12 volt, it doesn't take a big enough feed, and yet the fans will just blow the heat out very lightly, whereas high, you can hear them turning and blowing around the vehicle. And then coming down to here, you can set a timer to time the heating to come on and off once. Got the display panel, so this is the time on the display panel, and should you get a warning triangle, you can go to the spanner setting here, go to setting, go to reset, click on it, it'll say preset, click again and it will reset the panel, and then you will have to individually set all the temperature, water, energy source and fan speed again. And now operate your Truma Eventer Comfort air conditioning unit. You need to be plugged into mains 240 volt, and then you've got your remote, which just lives in here. So grab your remote, press the on button, point to the infrared eye here, I'll turn it on. As you can see, it's set to 22 degrees. It's on cold air, but if you press mode, you can go to heating the van, which is the 3 little wavy lines, so you can use it as heating as well. You can have it on auto, so it'll automatically drop to 16 degrees, because obviously that's what it thinks it needs to cool the van down to. Or you can have it on so it recirculates air that's already within the vehicle. Temperature here and you can have your fan speed, or what you can do is at the bottom there you've got lights, so you can have it on the lights which lights the van up on a night time. You can set a timer and do the hours, and then you do have a nighttime mode there as well. And then the remote just stores away neatly on the gable of the wardrobe. You've got storage under this side, so full length of storage, and then to make the bed you simply slide it together, use the backrests to fill the space in the middle. So I'll make the bed now and I'll show you when the bed is made. So first of all, pull the slats out on both bench seats to meet in the middle, and then you'd use your backrests upside down, fill the space in, and then you'd get your other one and fill the space. So you'd put both in the middle. One will be a fair squeeze to get in, but then that makes the bed. I'd also advise turning these ones upside down, as it gives you a better, more comfortable night's sleep, as it hasn't got the little buttons in there. And then there's the bed made. So again, those need to be turned the other way, and there's the two backrests from either side in there. One's a fair squeeze, but that's what it's designed to do. It's designed to be a tight fit so the bed doesn't move on a night. Opposite the kitchen area, you've got your toilet and shower cubicle. So to operate your toilet, what you need to do is make sure the pump's on first, so you can get some water to the toilet, and then if you just press this button at the back, it will flush the toilet. So that blue button's your flush. As you can see, it's flushed the toilet there. Always flush the toilet first, as it lubricates the blade, and the blade is not 100% watertight, so you always need to use it with the blade open. And to open the blade, you'd use this grey handle here, slide to the right, it'll open the cassette. Use the toilet, then you need to flush the toilet, and then you need to just shut the blade, which will allow you to get the cassette out from the outside of the van should you want to empty it. You'll get a little red light on here when the cassette is full and requires to be changed and topped up with chemical. You've got your blackout blind there, and if you just pinch and slide along, you can open the window. Towel rail, toiletry holder, and more towel holders. Light operates by the little toggle switch on the light. And then coming in the shower room, you've got your hand basin tap and shower tap. Obviously in the winter it's very important that you leave all your mixer taps open in the middle position. You remove your shower head and allow your shower hose to lie in your shower tray. As you can see there, it's got quite a loop in there. Lie it in the shower tray, and it eliminates any water from freezing in the pipes. Same light, fly screen there. And then you do have a blackout blind as well for on an evening if you wanted to black the washroom out. And then above you can just pinch, open this side and keep this side shut, or you can open both sides together depending on which way the wind is blowing. You can have it open one end and shut the other, or both together. But always make sure all your skylight and windows are securely fastened before you do start travelling, and your shower screens, you've got the strap round there to stop them from clashing about when you are driving. In your wardrobe area is where you'll find your leg and your tabletop for at the back there, for your little boom arm table. You've got all your carpets, got a hanging rail, you've got a 12 volt and TV point in here, as well as TV point here, the TV bracket. Your aerial, so you've got a booster on there, but this one does have the satellite system fitted to it. So you would just press up on the dish here, and say activate. Press the tick there and it'll open the dish up. You want to be finding Astro 2 in this country, and a bit of France, and then if you need it to change the Astro, so it'll do an auto tune and find Astro 2 there, so it's going to lock on and find Astro 2, so it'll just start spinning on the roof until it locks on. But if you did want to change the satellite system, so which satellite it was picking up, you would just use these two arrows here and change. But you can find all the information on what satellite you need to pick up in different countries online. But just keep it on Astro 2, which it is in this country. And then to put down, you can either put it down by pressing here, or if you forget that the satellite's up, as soon as you start the engine, the satellite will fold back down. So underneath your bench seat at the back behind your wardrobe, first of all you've got your trimmer boiler in here, so it's lovely and warm underneath here for storage. If you've got any bedding or things you can put down there. But you've got your trimmer boiler, which holds 10 litres of water at any one time. In the winter months it's very important that you drain the boiler off, because your warranty doesn't include frost damage, as it's your responsibility to drain the water out of the boiler, the fresh and waste tanks, and keep the taps open within the vehicle. And to do so, just down here in the corner you have a drain point for the boiler. It's a frost control, so it automatically drops the water at 3 degrees, but I wouldn't rely on it, because if it ever becomes faulty and you're relying on that dropping the water and it doesn't, then you're in for an expensive mistake. So here you'll see the diamond on the top. When it's across the vehicle and the nib black tip is down, that's holding water, and there's a button right on the bottom. So if you open it, you'll see the button on the bottom's popped out and the nib's popped out. You'll hear the water directly running straight out underneath the chassis. Leave this open during the time you've got the vehicle sat up off the road in the winter months when you're not using it. And then when you do come to reuse it, all you need to do is basically shut all the valves off, so shut the boiler, the fresh and the waste, fill the vehicle with water via a hose pipe, come in, put the pump on, go to the cold side of the tap first, you'll get automatic cold water, go to the hot side, and what it's doing is it's drawing the cold water from underneath the chassis into here for 10 litres, so it'll cough, splutter, until basically you've got pressure on one tap, go to the next, and then the system's primed for the season. On here you've also got your switch for your waste tank heater. So on the main control panel, that's your fresh, this is your waste. So if it's going to be a cold night overnight, put this on, it'll stop the wastewater from freezing in the tank and potentially splitting the tank. Put this on, and obviously it puts electric through the water to stop it from freezing. At the front you've got all your system shutdown button, this black button. So should you not want a power drain in the winter months when you're starting the vehicle up, if you just press that, it'll completely kill the power supply at the motorhome until you push the button back in. This imitates a control panel. You've got all your 12 volt fuses, so it would be a good idea to go and buy some spare standard blade fuses. You've got your charger, your space heater and your hot water system on mains electric. Obviously your space heater and hot water system works on gas as well, but you can push these buttons out, but just leave them on. And then you do have your trips, RCD and MCBs here. So if you trip the vehicle out with a hairdryer or kettle, try here before you try your main sight. And then at the back there you've got your leisure battery. You've got your leisure battery with your main 20 amp fuse. So now in the cab, so to the right you do have your handbrake, and then on the door you've got your electric windows and electric mirror adjustments, just as the top and the bottom. You've got your cab blinds, so you just pull these back, expose the magnets at the front, slide them up, and then the magnet just clips onto the side of the door there. And then on the windscreen you would just slide this one up. You will have to slightly adjust your reversing camera just to get the blind above it, like so. And then down Coming back down to the right of the driver, you've got your gas tank level indicator here. So when it's green, obviously it's full. Once it gets closer to empty, it'll go to red, and that's when you would fill back up with LPG from your local filling station for LPG. Got your headlight adjustment, got your trip computer on the end of your wiper stalk, and your indicators and lights. Obviously your mute, volume, voice command. SRC in all cases just changes the source on the radio. Scan through your radio channels or your CDs, and obviously you can menu and answer a call here. Cruise control on the bottom, so you just put it on, you'll get the little green light at the bottom of the rev count, and then you'd get to the desired speed and press up. If you've got to cancel it for any reason, you can just press here, and you can press again to resume it, and it'll go back to the previous speed set before the engine was turned off. 6-speed manual gearbox with lift into reverse, which when you start the engine will bring on your reverse camera just here, so you can see that working, and then that solid beepings just to say we're hooked up. And then you do have down in the center console a lock and unlock button which locks the doors on at night. Hazards, rear fogs and heated mirrors. 12 volt points, a lockable center glove box with USB here for connection. Tells you there, USB. Temperature on the outside ring. Fan speed on the in, must be on at least 1 or more for the aircon to work. And then you do have your distribution, so where you want the air to go to, and whether you're recirculating air from outside the vehicle or bringing it in, or bringing it in or recirculating within the vehicle. So you just turn that there. Radio, so find your favourite radio channels, press 1 to 6 to save. FM, AM. Media can either be a CD or USB. Then you do have a clip here, so you can put your maps, site reservations on there on the top. That now brings us to the end of the handover on the Autosleeper Warrick XL. Should you have any questions at all, feel free to contact Tyne Valley Motorhomes on 01207 272 777. You can email our sales department at sales@tynevalleymotorhomes.co.uk, or you can check out and browse our latest stock at www.tynevalleymotorhomes.co.uk. Thank you for watching this handover video.